Now I take you back to the DRC in Congo, where we are joined via phone by East Africa correspondent Gabe Joselow. We were talking about the situation that is unfolding between the government of Congo and the rebel group M23. Gabe, welcome back.
Yes, thank you, Vincent.
Now, this is the question. It looks like there are conflicting messages coming from there. The political wing of M23 seems to say they will leave Goma only if certain conditions are met. But the military wing says we're ready to leave without any preconditions. What is happening? What are you hearing on the ground?
Yeah, well, it's a question that we're all trying to figure out, is exactly why do they have their signals crossed this way. As you said, the military leader, Sultani Makenga, apparently said today in Kampala that the group would be ready to pull out of Goma even starting today. And that was the same thing that the Uganda military were saying, whereas here on the ground, the political leader, Jean-Marie Rugina, told us today that they have to meet these conditions. So it's not entirely clear yet what's really going on. I mean, we had been hearing a lot of motions towards the idea that they would be pulling out pretty soon. There doesn't seem to be a lot of reason for M23 to want to stay on much longer, except to push the president, Joseph Kabila, to open up negotiations on their many demands, which stretched back to when they first rebelled as part of a previous rebel group and signed a peace deal with the government in 2009.
Now, very briefly, what are some of those demands?
Well, they do want the president to honor the peace deal he signed in March 2009, but now they've also added some extra demands in the last, since they rebelled in April, which include opening up a better dialogue with the opposition, giving more freedom to opposition candidates from the last election, Etienne Tshisekedi, as well as dissolving a body that oversaw the elections that they see as deeply flawed. So now they've got this much stronger political argument than they had when they first rebelled in April.
Now, we may not have all the information, but what happens if M23 doesn't live down?
I think that's a good question. The reason that they were even offering to move out of Goma was that it would show a willingness to have negotiations with Kinshasa. So basically it was like a show of good faith. And so I think they're going to continue to use the leverage from both their easy military victory over the armed forces of Congo, and also this sort of willingness to show some leeway. I think that they could be a pretty serious political force moving forward, and they've certainly shown that they're organized and disciplined.
Okay, thank you very much, Gabe, for that report from Goma.